A ballad is a narrative set to music. It's a story song. That's pretty much all it is. When I think of Ozark ballads, I think of Almeda Riddle. Almeda is one of the great American ballad singers, and she did them almost all a cappella, and so we're gonna carry on that tradition today. Almeda always said that she didn't care for a song if it didn't tell a story or teach a lesson. I'm not sure if any of our songs today are going to teach lessons, but they're sure enough going to tell stories, and that's in the true ballad tradition. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to these 5 ballad singers, and they're going to tell you stories. They're going to tell you about their favorite ballad singers, and most importantly, they're going to sing ballads themselves.
Of course, Almeda made her appearance here at the Folklife Festival, I guess back in the 60s. And one of her famous ballads is called the Heber Springs Tornado, which I guess she sang out here. People remember her singing that song here back in those days. And she actually lost her husband and son in that tornado. Tornadoes and inclement weather and all that stuff is part of our shared experiences growing up there and living there. And so this is my tornado song, and this happened when I was a kid. The twister came at 6 a.m. after a whole night of storm. It sounded like a freight train running through our little home. Trapped in my bed, surrounded by a cold blue light. No time to prepare, no time to prepare. So loud it gave me a fright. And I heard the greatest Midwestern fear roll away. Then I cried out for a mother. She answered back to me. It seemed like such a long time till her face I clearly could see.
I got to the Ozarks about 12 years ago, and I promptly fell in love with just about everything that was there. When I arrived, I had a lot of misconceptions that may be the sorts that people drag into performances like this, that everybody in the Ozarks knows a bunch of ballads, right? I found out it wasn't really true, right? We'd sit on the porch and we'd play country music, but it'd be Glenn Campbell and Waylon Jennings and stuff like that. And there it was, lo and behold, an old ballad that has its roots in the Middle Ages. And then when I looked in a little deeper, it was played pretty regularly on the radio, too. So maybe it's old, maybe it isn't, I don't know. I learned it from Grandmother Jeffrey, and because I was half asleep when I first heard it, I also listened to Ollie Gilbert, a really wonderful Ozark folk singer, sing it. It's just a little riddle song. How can there be a cherry without no stone? How can there be a chicken without no bone? How can there be a baby with no crying? How can there be a love that has no end? When a cherry is a blossom, it has no stone. When a chicken is a pippin, it has no bone. When a baby is a-sleepin', there's no crying. And when I tell you that I love you, that has no end. When I tell you that I love you, that has no end.
Yeah.
It's also on an episode of The Simpsons one time.
Everyone sings Silver Dagger, and you'll see the verses pop up in a lot of other songs. Fair and Tender Ladies, and then what's the one it came from? Drowsy Sleeper. Do you know Drowsy Sleeper? I believe that was the first version of Silver Dagger. But it has a lot of the themes we've been talking about, the, heartbreak, love that doesn't work out, the cruel parent, So also, whenever I get in a room that sounds like this, I always sing Silver Dagger. So if there's like a cool bathroom with a cool echo, I'm going to be in there singing Silver Dagger. So since I'm in this room, that's what I'm going to sing for you. Don't sing me love songs, you wake my mother. She's sleeping here right by my side, and in her right hand a silver dagger. She says that I can't be your bride. All men are false, so says my mother. They'll tell you wicked love and lies. The very next evening, they'll court another, leave you alone to pine and sigh.
I would like to do a song, a singer who I really like by the name of Harrison Burnett. If you look for him in any of the Ozarks song collections, you're likely to find him. He worked at the University of Arkansas, not as an academic, but as a night watchman or in a janitorial staff, as I recall. This song that he sang is called Wild Rover, and I learned last night that it comes from a cowboy ballad that Alan Lomax collected, or maybe it was John, I'm not sure. There it was called the Riding Rangers. I may have that wrong, but I'll get to it here. When you are single, boys, you are at your own ease. You can roam this world over, do just as you please. You can roam this world over, do just as you please. Hug Nancy, kiss Polly, you are at your own ease. When you are married, boys, you are done with this life. You are done with sweet comfort of life. You are done with sweet comforts of life, by trading in your freedom to find you a wife. Perhaps you be walking down some lonesome highway. Perhaps you would meet with a blooming fair maid, her cheeks like the roses, her sparkling blue eyes. Sweet heavens, in your bosom, what a tumult would rise.
Oh, you know what? I have a ballad that was written by June Carter, one of the few songs that she's written. And she managed to do something kind of amazing because, you know, we categorize folk songs in certain ways. They're murder ballads, or they're ballads, or they're romantic songs, or they're comedy songs. Sometimes they're nonsense songs. Remember Polly Wolly Doodle? That's a nonsense song, okay? So June wrote this song. It happens to be a folk song, a murder ballad, and a nonsense song all in one. And I bet you could follow it around. It's called Big Yellow Peaches. And it goes like this. I'm riding alone on my pinto, got no place to lay my head. Gonna get me a can of big yellow peaches. Oh, my true love is dead. I shot him this morning at daybreak. I shot him way down in the draw. He was running around on the Mexican border. He was a dirty, thieving outlaw. Now I'm riding alone on my Pinto. Got no place to lay my head. Gonna get me a can of big yellow peaches. Oh, my true love is dead.
We can get a little bit of singing along this one. This is one called The Rivers of Texas. So the first chorus, it's Pole the Boat On, and the second chorus, the other choruses are Give Me Your Hand. So you just follow along and you jump right in there.
And the rest of the words are li 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 li. So you can do
We crossed the broad Pecos, we forded the Nueces, we swam the Guadalupe, we followed the Brazos. Red River runs rusty, the Wichita clear. Down by the Brazos I courted my dear, singing la 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 lee, pull the boat on. La 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 lee, pull the boat on. La 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 lee, pull the boat on. My Brazos River sweetheart has left me and gone. She kissed me, she hugged me, she called me her dandy. The Trinity's muddy, the Brazos quicksandy. She kissed me, she hugged me, she called me her own. And down by the Brazos she left me alone. Singing la 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 lee, lee, give me your hand. La 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 lee, give me your hand. La la lee, give me your hand. The Trinity's muddy and the Brazos quicksand. Now the fair Angelina runs glossy and gliding. The crooked Colorado runs weaving and winding. The slow San Antonio, it courses the plain. Down by the Brazos, followed again, singing la 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 lee, lee, give me your hand. La la lee, give me your hand. La la lee, give me your hand. There's many a river that waters the land. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mark Bilyeu, Cindy Wolf, Willi-Carlisle, Chris Brashear. I'm Marideth Sisco.
Meredith
Thank you.
Sisco.
And Marideth. Thank you very much, everybody.